Okay, well, the sunlight's out now. It's around 8:30 this morning, and I'm still messing with this. I do have it holding, by the way, so that's good news. Right now on the regulator, which we're setting right around 60 psi. You probably can't read that. When you point towards the sunlight, the thing can't figure out what to focus on, but we might be just a little under 60 psi. And then I'm running this hose over to my setup over here. And so we'll put the quick connect on here. And I've got two valves on here right now. Let me just bleed this off so we can watch it pressure up, because this gauge is off by quite a bit, but it does tell me if I'm holding or not. So I've got the two valves, and I have the gauge here. So we introduce our air in at this end, and then we let it into the valve assembly there. You can hear that little bit of air just come out of there. So it was still holding. And I've already pressured up at 20 and 30, and now I'm up to 60 psi. I'm going to go all the way to 100, hoping we don't extrude the O-rings through the little space they have to come through. I think they'll be just fine though. So let's pressure it up. Put the quick connect back on here. This will be the crappiest video you ever seen, but at least we know this is working. Alright, here goes. I'm going to open that valve, and you'll see the gauge come up. And I'm going to open this valve. Now, I'm going to close this valve, remove the air, and you can see we're holding. And of course, I've already done this. I had some leaks. I had a small leak on the thread right there, so I put a little more Teflon on there and went again, and it was fine. This plug went in the bottom of the rod seal that's up underneath here. Leaked. I thought it was on the threads, but in actuality, this plug had a little pinhole right about here, and it wasn't letting it hold for that reason. So that's what you get into in reality. Anyway, it looks like we have some visitors. What's going on, doggies? So now I'm going to open this valve, and you'll hear it discharge and see the gauge drop. And it's not a very big airspace to begin with that we're pressuring up, so it doesn't take any kind of a leak hardly at all for that thing to behave like it was. But it's holding. See, I've got a collar up on top of the threaded cap, and then underneath here on this side, what I've already done here too is I pressured up, and you can see how it's kind of wet down there. I sprayed of course some soap bubbles around this area, and nothing, so it seems to be holding fine. I'm going to pressure it up to about 100 psi and call it good, and then I'm going to see if it holds for overnight. Anyway, the concept does work. It'd be up to you guys to run it every day and see how many times and how many operations you can actually get out of it, but I would think it'd be good for lots and lots of operations. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to go upload this, and we'll talk to you soon.